All right. Cardinal spirit through mutable expression. Think of tension. It brings the form, the static after result, or the static is the result for a time. Slower fading static, slower energies. Different relation. So Mercury retrograde meeting Venus here today. We felt the energy the past few days. We'll feel it more, probably for much longer. As this is a key signature for us right now, the mind, healing the wounded mind. The compassion, how can you compassionate yourself enough to see potential in the world or anything else? It's so easy to sacrifice the value of that search, that honoring of yourself for a tradition or expectation or a projection into dynamics, relational dynamics. It can be people, places, things, beliefs, essentially. It's what we're burning here. And the burning isn't necessarily just energy of putting something down or destroying it or overcoming it or giving it its due. It's about transmutation, mutation, change, energy, expression. You know, when you eat, your body requires energy to digest the food. When you eat shit food, it requires more energy. When you eat clean food, it requires less energy. And you find that different foods actually give you energy by not taking from you. We became too complicated in the mind. We get all these dietary ideas and fads, and the psyche expresses, and it's just simple. So you feed what feeds you. And we're learning that in life, and we don't know that that's something we're learning, so our ignorance gives us awareness, and it's through burning through this shadow to compassionate yourself. Learning that you're not just ugly or stupid or worthless, or you didn't serve the way others expected or the way that you knew how. And then realizing that you didn't serve yourself, which was most important, because you didn't know how, you didn't understand, you're learning. That's the purity of Aries in the work, the expression, the sacrifice of Virgo. It's a maturation process. The seeds which grow through Aries all the way to Virgo season, we're harvesting them through realization or denial. And that's what's happening in the world now. I mean, it's always been happening. It's just now there's less mirage. It's easier to see the purity of expression, the refinement of the Saturnian cycles through Pisces here are being realized as Uranus grows through Taurus. Uranus will be heading into Gemini soon, coming back to its north node area, which is the progression of realization, being realized, or the opportunity for that. because there are all potentials. Some will fall into the Sag energy, the south node of Uranus, to continue burning for a purity yet to be refined. And we fall somewhere in the middle here in all of this. So Mars is in Gemini, just come out of a square with the moon, just came out of a sextile with the new moon in Leo. Had a very long retrograde period here. We've got Chiron in the 23rd degree, Martian degrees here of Aries. Coming out of a direct opposition with Spica at 22 Libra, Spica. Highly pure in expression. It's easy to fall into the spirit of reality, the mysticism of it. What is it speaking to you? What is your insight? Do you find it in the teachings of the establishment? Or do you find it in the teachings of the unknown, something that you had felt but had no language for, and you are finding it in your relation to life? Now Venus is heading forward here. She is going to come into a transformative quincunx with the North Node. So by following your lead, your own lead, if you were the center of your universe, which you are in this cosmic whatever, how would you honor that? How would you honor yourself? How do you love or learn to love yourself, not directly, but through the mind, through making positive or optimal choices? You know, if you are seeking, all right, so expression, the fire needs to be held in order to be nurtured into awareness, where you can hold it for yourself and share it with the world or whatever you do, your creation, your expression. So how going forward can you do that? Through your daily prayer of life, your ritual of life. Because let's face it, we're not always feeling good. We don't always have energy. We're sometimes depressed. We don't always see our value. We've got echoes we're shaking out with Uranus conjunct Algol, Medusa's stare, you know, the myth of the past. We have to learn how to mature the myth, to shake out of what it is which entrains us, to find the unknown language and bring it forward. And the belief is the language. It's not the words. It's not the world. It's what is being cultivated through that. How do you find the language to figure that out for yourself? Our routines, our engagement with reality, the felt presence of experience, the, what do they call that? I don't know. Be here now kind of crap. There's a time and place for that stuff. When you need to work on it, to build it. Sometimes you're not aware, so you got to get into routines of self-care. And that's honoring not only the self, but others through your awareness. What are you taking in? What What information is undeniable in your existence? Is it cohesive with you now or in the future? Do you see where it's bringing you in the future? Do you see patterns? If so, then you should direct your energy elsewhere. That's something you can do to honor yourself here now, and the maturation of that will be carried forward with you. And that's how you can get into alignment with that North Node energy, because we have Black Moon Lilith conjunct South Node right now. We've also have all these other energetics playing out. The battle of the Titans is happening right now as well. And that's just growing cycles, maturations, different countries, different alliances, different families, different historical cycles we are completely unaware of, feeding in, lending color, expression to right here, right now. There's other potentials available, but you can only get to them through the gateway of the self. You can't be caught in the echo response any more than you need to. So being here now for yourself first, no matter what illusion, delusion arises, at least you have that. So Pallas Athena sextile the moon right now. There's a yod between Chiron, the moon, and Pallas Athena. Maybe that's why I felt an urge to speak. This is local to me, so it'd be in my sixth house, the work, my routine, my ritual, whatever that is, expressing perception through feeling, shared to friends and relations of unknown origins, perhaps, in the 11th house, with a Libra Virgo combo there. So it's a service to self and others as well. So South Node for me is 24 of Aries. So I feel the echoes of cataclysm. I've felt them my whole life. Now I see it in the world, but it is a progression which is important. You're here now at all times. And your hubris truly is your nemesis because you are entrained in the patterns of the known. And you can't honor the self and the potential of what can be through that. So you have to remember that even though you feel these things to be true, it does not mean that they are. It doesn't mean that the cult of personality only leads to culture wars, which brings upon us this regime of control, which now would be in the Ahrimanic expression as technocracy. And that would lead us into a place of stasis so that when Mother Earth purges, we are entombed where we are. That's how I feel about reality right now. But I know that is my own hubris, and I know a lot of people share that energy because we are connected to cycles. And it's obvious there's been cataclysmic cycles. We have the mythologies to remind us. The mythologies are language for feelings much deeper and much more vast. So being here now and honoring this life in this universe here of cosmic potential, how do you change your tuning to sing a new mythology to bring a new resonance into your being, at least your perception? The only way I know is the compassionation of the self. That's the only way to see more. And you have to go through all the shadows, the battle of the power. And that's why there's so many narcissists now. They're battling with power. This is the Black Moon Lilith energy, the repressions, the denials. There's no place for the language of the authenticity, and you're caught in echo response, so you're rattling around until you wear yourself down. And you get caught in these dark persona projections. Psychology is us trying to figure out shit. Okay, you can go as deep as you want. You will write endless tomes of information. Might as well just try and cut out the middleman and figure out how to be in life here now, not in the echo response. It's a language you have to create. The world cannot honor it, only your world can. And then you bring that forward, and then the resonance is the translator, I suppose, if you wanted to get that way about it. But I digress. All right, so the diatribe is fading. You got to hold the fire to nurture it, to know it. Don't waste it. Don't burn for the sake of someone or something else unless that's the purity of you you're burning. Then it's good. And we become complacent. We lost our edge because we became complacent. We became our experiences and what we do, what we offer, what we bring as value into this world and other people's eyes and other dynamics. And that's a tragedy of self. And it's shared throughout all time. It's what we're shaking off. So that's the ancestral, one of the ancestral hymns we must forget or change to something new. All right. That's all I wanted to say. So thanks for watching, listening, and being.